It was a couple of plays here and there. Washington with 6 interceptions. Their running game got going midway through the ball game as well, and that kind of spelled the difference.
Well, I think if you look at the number of turnovers we committed, you have very little chance to win a football game. Usually when you turn the ball over 7 times, you get blown completely out of the game. And we were in this contest with an opportunity to win if we were at any point going to step up and make a few plays, whether it's on defense where Isaac Walker had a chance to maybe make a big interception for a return for a touchdown. Kristen McLemore had a couple chances to make great catches in the end zone. We came up short. Danny had probably his poorest game of the season, obviously, with 6 interceptions. And even starting the fourth quarter, we were still in a position to win the football game, but couldn't make the plays, and you have to give Washington all the credit in the world. Their defense took full advantage of our mistakes and took the ball away from us, and their offensive line and their fine backs, Kaufman and Bryant, controlled the ball on us.
When we come back, we'll have the first quarter highlights. Washington and Oregon. All right, as we enter play, first quarter action, Washington won the toss, but Oregon will get the football as the Huskies defer. They've got a little bit of a breeze at their back as well. Start of the game, Coach, it was raining a little bit. Pre-game warm-ups, it got a little bit better as the day progressed, although kind of a scary start here.
Yeah, weather wasn't any reason to mishandle that. O'Neal goes back throwing first down after we also had a blocking in the back penalty that took us back to our own 7-yard line. And then we get a nice pass, and on first down or second down disaster right away, O'Neal's hit as he's throwing, and they get a blocking in the back penalty as well as a roughing the passer after the interception pushed them back. And on their first play of the game, we play this very well. Jeff Sherman coming up and Alex Molden getting the tackle for a yard loss. See it on the replay. It's a counter play trying to break it outside, much like Arizona State did against us. Jeremy Asher played off the guard's block, forced the play wide. Sherman's there with Molden. Loss of 1.
So second down and 11. Heward will pass for the first time. Short, just a little out pattern.
And tackled by Molden.
So it's third down and 5 from the Oregon 45. Pass is behind, but almost intercepted by Chad Kodak.
Good play by Chad, almost getting his 5th interception on the year. Forced Washington to punt. We take over on our own 20-yard line. Burwell breaks out for about a 5-yard gain.
Play here, not quite how you design them, but effective.
We'll take it. They were also called for roughing the passer on this play. After they took O'Neal to the ground, they rolled him over and slammed him hard on the turf. You won't be able to see the end of it. The hit initially wasn't the roughing, it was what after the hit that took place. And a nice job by Derek Deadweiler taking the ball up the field on the deflected pass for a big gain.
So tack on 15 yards from that point, and the Ducks have the ball at the Husky 38-yard line. And unfortunately, what could have been a big play for Oregon ends up being a big play for Washington.
Could have been caught. Not only wasn't caught, but it was intercepted. We had it in our hands and couldn't hold on to it. And as it came out, linebacker takes the wrong gap there. Kaufman breaks it outside, so instead of having them pinned deep, they get some breathing room. Run into each other in the backfield. Gary Williams, who tried to play valiantly on his ankle, was unable to finish the game, but did some nice things early. Ernest Jones coming from the backside after Bandison spun the back around in the backfield. See it on the ground level here. You see Bandison making the arm over move. Kaufman spins out of his grasp, but Ernest Jones is there to make the tackle.
So the Huskies have to boot it away. The Ducks, though, unable to move it. The next play we see, Washington will have the ball back. Under 8 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Option reverse. Isaac Walker in perfect position makes the tackle. Out of the shotgun, Heward back to throw, scrambles now, and tackled by Salila Malapai.
It's a loss of 2.
Heward out of the shotgun, can't find somebody open, starts to run, and Malapai comes off. We're going to miss him. I'm sure he'll be out this game and maybe 1 or 2 more with a strained medial collateral ligament in the knee.
And so on 3rd down and 10, Huskies from their own 45, try a little underneath route. Good for 6, but no first down. Again, the Huskies get it back. And nothing doing there. Gain of only 1.
Molden, Malapi, and that's the play he's hurt on.
Got hurt when Ernest Jones actually came over the top of him and twisted that knee a little bit. So 2nd down and 9 for Washington. Try to go deep, and Alex Molden with his first interception of the year.
Big turnover here. Heward's getting pressured. You can see Cota coming on the blitz. Forces him to throw earlier than he wants. Molden underplaying the receiver, makes the interception. Starts to make a cutback before he's hit from the back.
So you've got good field position, Coach, out around the midfield stripe. And on 1st down, Burwell, nice hole. He picks up 9 yards.
Good block by our tackle there, Justin Stark. Pulu Malapi gets a good block at the fullback spot, and Burwell breaks into a big hole that closes fast.
Boy, doesn't it? 2nd down and 1 from the Washington 48-yard line this time, near the end of the 1st quarter.
Pitch on the option. Burwell picks up the 1st down.
Gain of 11. We'll look at it again.
See faking to Malapi inside. Washington defender comes in and tackles him. Fontaine, and the pitch goes to Burwell.
A little different philosophy in your option than theirs, it seems. They will put their quarterback in a position to keep sometimes. You just want to get the ball outside, don't you?
True. Looked like Washington was offside there, but wasn't called. Marco Farr was in our neutral zone quite a bit and got away with it in this game.
Short gain there. So a big 3rd down and 4 on the final play of the 1st quarter.
Little swing screen pass to Burwell, just breaking into the clear as he trips up.
So no score.
See,
we look at it again.
On the replay, a little flip screen to Burwell. It's just kind of a delayed sweep. And we did a good job. Malapi blocks the corner out. Burwell just can't quite pick up his feet as he breaks through the crease.
Well, Coach, interesting to note that the scoreless tie at the end of the 1st quarter. It's the first time this year that neither Washington or Oregon has scored a point in the 1st quarter. It's hard to believe, but when you watch these rival games for as long as we have, it's not that surprising. Always good defensive battles. When we come back, we'll have the 2nd quarter highlights, so stay with us. As we pick up the 2nd quarter highlights, Oregon has the ball with an opportunity to put the first points of the game on the board. See, they're deep in Washington territory at the 19.
What could have been, should have been. Pass thrown a little bit more, or McLemore comes back to the ball. That's a touchdown.
Instead, it's an incomplete pass. Pounded in there with Burwell on 2nd and 10. So it's 3rd down and 4 on this play here.
Tight end delay. Willie Tate picks up with a good effort the 1st down.
And the key there was the fact that his knee did not touch the ground when he was initially hit. He actually got the benefit of 2 more yards when the Husky defender rolled him.
Good job by Willie extending the ball out at the end, making sure that we have the 1st down.
So it's 1st and goal from the 5.
And the dive play to Malapi picks up about a yard.
2nd down from the 3.
Stuffed. We don't block a soul.
So it's 3rd down and goal now after the loss of 1.5 at the 5-yard line. Danny's got a ton of time here, but they drop back to play pass defense. And intended for McLemore, incomplete.
Knocked him out of the back end of the end zone and was unable to make the catch. So on 4th down, we have to settle for a field goal, which is disappointing because we had opportunities to get it into the end zone.
So 3-0 Oregon early in the 2nd quarter.
Rich Rule reading the counter play and tackling Dino Bryant for the loss. You can see Rule break through. The sophomore from Roseburg makes a nice tackle in the backfield.
So the Huskies are forced to punt the football. The Ducks get it back. And here's another opportunity, leading 3-0, where you end up in Washington territory.
Dive play to Pulu Malapi. Going to be a good football player. Good effort on his part. Picks up the 1st down. See on the dive play off the option. He just breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and takes it straight up the field.
He doesn't want to go down.
They're trying to strip that ball out, and he's not letting them take it either.
So 1st and 10 out at the 34-yard line. Big play here, puts you in good field position.
Go up top to McLemore, thrown over the outside shoulder, goes out of bounds.
Gain of 31. And this is not an easy catch.
It was a nice catch.
Gets that left foot inbounds. The ball now at the Husky 35. Ricky Whittle in the game, gets 3, breaks a tackle there, so it's 2nd and 7 from the 32.
And almost there, went through the fingertips of Derek Detweiler over the middle. Now O'Neal goes back to throw. Throws complete to McLemore for the first down. Nice catch there. See it on the replay. We get pretty good protection on this one. There's a pocket to step up into, and we throw the curl pass to McLemore for the first down.
So the ball at the Husky 22 after an offsides against Washington. The ball is now at the 17.
This is a killer.
Is he trying to throw it away, or is
He said he was trying to throw it away. We didn't block. DeMarco Farr came right up the gut untouched, and they come back on 1st and 15 after they get a penalty, run the draw play against the blitz, and break it out of there, and things start to turn. Instead of us getting more points on the board and adding to our lead, Bino Bryant now gets the sweep. We jumped off sides, and half our team kind of slowed down and hesitated, and he cut it back, and there was nobody there.
35-yard touchdown run by Bino Bryant as he replaced Kaufman at the tailback position for Washington. And so the Huskies now have the lead 7-3.
A pitch pass to Detweiler. Another pass, Detweiler, as he breaks a tackle, couldn't quite keep his feet.
That's a gain of 11 and another first down.
Nice job, good throw.
The next play we see is a 2nd and 10 play from the 32. It's under 3 minutes to play in the first half.
Dump pass to Malapai coming out of the backfield. Forced to punt.
Keep in mind, Bryant, the man receiving the punt, is trying to break Terry Obie's record for punt return yardage. And he scrambles around and doesn't get a whole lot there.
They had a blocking in the back penalty on this return. This was actually a punt we had to punt over again because we were penalized for lining up too far in the back. You can see the block on Slyman there in the back. So this play was nullified and pushed back 10 yards from the spot of the infraction.
So the Huskies now trying to get some more points on the board before the half ends. A completion, good for 18.
They take it down the field pretty easily here. We're playing a little too soft in the secondary, giving up Lamont Woods a little too cautious in his zone back there.
This time you play it perfectly.
And Jeff Sherman drops a stone-cold interception.
So the Huskies with an opportunity for a long field goal on the final play. This one into the wind from 46 yards out, and it is no good. Hooked it to the left. So at halftime, Washington leading Oregon 7-3. We are ready for the third quarter as we head into the third period of play. Washington leading 7-3. They get the football to start the third quarter. And early in this third quarter, Coach, you had an opportunity to get some more points as a result of good field position and a good job by your defense as well.
Well, it's a nice job here. Chad Cota breaking up the pass, and John Tomapiao getting his first career interception. Big break early in the third quarter, putting us in a position to come back and take the lead. See the play by Cota, stripping the ball out, Conwell, and Tomapiao getting what he can with the interception.
So Oregon in great position at the 40, but on first down, a holding call, so they're backed up to their own 49.
was a big holding call as well because we broke about 11 or 12-yard run with Malapai up the middle. There's a nice pass, gets some of it back.
3rd and 7, don't see this happen very often. Really unable to hold on to it, and so you have to boot it away.
The holding penalty was a big key factor for us there, the inability. Nice job by the kicking units here, pinning Washington deep inside the 5-yard line. See, Grady O'Connor does a good job knocking the ball back. Tomo Piau slides and flips it back over his shoulder so he doesn't carry it into the end zone, and then everybody falls on it.
So the Huskies pinned very deep. They played conservatively here, pounded into the middle 3 times, and your defense holds up.
A defense that's without a lot of people at this point in time.
So this is a 3rd down and 4.
Chad Cota slips underneath and makes a nice tackle.
So the Huskies booted away. And you also get flagged on the return that keeps you out of Washington territory, but you come right back.
You do with a nice counter play here out of ace formation to Burwell. Going to the left of the screen here, you can see. Nice job. Coming around the corner, breaking it outside. Ball knocked out, fortunately, on the sideline and out of bounds, but not before we get a first down.
3rd and 10 is the next play from the Husky 36 that we'll see. And O'Neal, good time, good throw, good catch, a gain of 9. So you're faced with a 4th and 1.
4th and 1, figure we need to get points on the board here. Puts us within 1. Another field goal would give us the lead. Didn't want to come away empty and give the Huskies the momentum. So Tommy goes in and converts with a nice kick.
8.5 to play, 3rd quarter. Washington now gets the ball back. Bjornsson, but I think the wind knocked out of him there. It wasn't a re-injury of the ribs, I don't think.
Well, when you got 300 pounds landing on you, that can happen. You can see Mark Slyman is hurt on this play. He's clipped. Troy Bailey's being held. Neither of those things were called. And Bandison scrambles from the backside to tackle Heward.
And as you mentioned, Mark Slyman forced to leave the ball game with an ankle injury, I believe.
It's a shame because it was on a clip and came down on the back of his ankle. He played very well last weekend and was playing well in the Washington game. Comes the option play with Bjornsson in, and again a critical play that we should have been able to make and did not make.
So it's 4th and inches. Big gamble by Washington, deep in their own territory, leading by only 1, and it ends up paying dividends because 2 plays later, Napoleon Kaufman finds a crease, and he's gone. You don't catch this guy from behind. 58-yard score.
Great speed. We break down at the point of attack, and then our pursuit angles in the secondary were awful. And once he got in, about 6 yards past the line of scrimmage, there was no one left, and we're not going to catch him.
We come right back, though. Willie Tate.
Counter play to Willie. Counter pass. Find him in the flat. Nice job by Danny flipping him the ball, and Willie takes it up for about a 13-yard gain.
We got the ball out over the 35-yard line. Next play we see is a 2nd down and 7.
O'Neal goes to McLemore on the sideline. Like to see him try to get it up the field a little more than try to just step out of bounds in this situation. He might have had time if he could have just wheeled and turned it up. You never know whether you can break one of those or not.
Josh Ward knocked him out of bounds for Washington. Ball out at midfield.
Take the option to the top, pitch it to Deadweiler coming around for a 13-yard gain.
Take a look at that down low. Willie Tate does a nice job on this as well.
See, Fontaine was fooled. Willie Tate gets a good block out on the perimeter, and Derek Deadweiler comes around the corner. Been a while since he's had his hands on the ball on a running play.
And then another big play from the 37-yard line. Danny back to pass, trying to go deep.
This is just terrible judgment on Danny's part. You can see that McLemore was thoroughly covered. He had somebody open in the flat. he elected to get it all in one bundle, and it didn't work. Almost intercepted by Chad
About
Cody.
3 guys there. That was a strange play. The ball didn't want to hit the turf. But again, you know, a scoring opportunity that's turned away. The Huskies lead by 8, and now one gets the feeling that they're just going to try to pound the ball. They feel with their 8-point lead, the defense can do the job for them.
Throw the ball out to Napoleon Kaufman. He gets a first down.
Yeah, it was on a third down and 6 play there, so it was a key first down, keeps their drive going. Back to Bean O'Brien, loses 1.
Rockwell in there for Asher. Trips up Bean O'Brien. Bryant Jackson comes over to finish it off.
Here's a wild play. 3rd and 8.
Ernest missed him. Romeo's got him, spins him around, flicks it out there. There was a receiver right there, and the flag that was thrown for intentionally grounding was picked up. Same counter pass, only this time to Josh Wilcox, and he picks up the first down. See the counter fake to Ricky Whittle going up top, and we get Josh on the sideline. Pick up those feet. Yep. Got the first down.
So that's the final play of the 3rd quarter. Still anybody's ball game as the Huskies are leading at this point, but still up for grabs. And when we come back, the 4th quarter highlights. Into the 4th quarter we go. Oregon with the ball, mounting a drive, trying to get something going to get back into this game. But unfortunately, on the first play, fumble, and Washington recovers.
Never make the connection on the handoff. There was a big hole there. We drop it on the carpet, and then there's the next big break that we don't take advantage of. Isaac Walker's got the ball right in his hands. Sideline up the field ahead of him. Comes the option play again, and again, Bjornsson this time picks up the first down.
That was a 4th and 3 play. Back to Kaufman, he takes it down to the 2. And then on the next play, Kaufman does his impression of Greg Louganis and into the end zone.
It's a shame because we still had a chance to come back and tie the game with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Had the ball and turned it back over, and then had a chance to get it back and didn't make that play. O'Neal on the scramble, out of bounds here.
He goes down out around the track.
He's asking why there wasn't a flag. I'm sure the referee had a great explanation.
Similar situation here. And again, he's out around the track area. Danny says, I guess it just isn't going to happen today. So the Huskies get it back. Now they've got a chance to put this game away, but your defense, and we talk about not having all your troops in there, but these guys played pretty tough in this situation.
They did a good job here. You can see Ernest coming in. He takes the quarterback this time, and Jeff Sherman comes up from a safety position to tack Bean O'Brien for a 5-yard loss.
So you get it back and unable to move it. So again, Washington with the ball inside Oregon territory, but again, the defense stiffens. Kaufman knocked down, no gain there.
Good job. Rockwell dives over the blocker, makes it hit Rich Rule, Eugene Jackson.
So now under 4 minutes to play, and now you need to mount a drive. You need to get a quick score if you can. O'Neal, this is one of the great runs you'll see this year in college football. Steve Harden carried him for 5 more.
And that should have been a penalty on us for assisting the runner. I can't believe that was missed by the officials, but it was. O'Neal does a good job avoiding the pressure here and then decides to take it up the field. And once he decides, Steve Harden's going to come along and protect his little buddy here and put him under his arm and just carry him down the field and then land on him.
Danny says, you can carry me, but don't land on me.
Should have been a penalty.
But unfortunately, the drive is stalled again. This one looked like it slipped or something because it didn't have the trajectory on it that Danny wanted. It's intercepted by Hairston. The Huskies have the football, force another turnover. This ball lays on the ground seemingly forever before 8 guys throw their helmets onto it.
A little bit surprised they're throwing the ball in this situation. The only way we can win is to get an interception or get the ball back quickly and score twice. And we knock them loose in the ball, and nobody knew it was on the ground for a long time, but we come up with a recovery.
David Massey given credit for the fumble recovery.
Now we're thinking if we can score and kick an onside kick, we'll be in business. Little screen pass to Burwell, picks up a first down.
Then with 1:03 left to play, ball is caught, fumbled out of bounds, stops the clock. And then the
tipped ball, intercepted, end of story.
Kind of a fitting way, I guess, for the game to end was the Washington Huskies come up with the interception, and the ball game is over. Final score, Washington 21, Oregon 6. Let's take a look at some of the statistics. First of all, team-wise, you see the first downs even. Big disparity in the rushing department, 290 for Washington, 96 for Oregon. Passing, that's the lowest passing total for Oregon this year. They've been averaging up around 300 yards, over 300 yards. Total offense, you can see Washington just under 400, the Ducks 294. Turnovers, a total of 10 in this game. Punting, Thompson with the punt inside the 20 a couple of times to keep that average down. Penalties and third down conversion. The Huskies add to that third down conversion. We're 3 for 3 on fourth down attempts as well. Individually, Danny struggled, as we've mentioned, his worst day this season as far as throwing the ball. Damon Heward also picked off 2 times as well. Rushing department, Sean Burwell, not bad average per carry, over 4 yards per carry, and Kaufman with a big day for Washington. In the receiving department, McLemore leading Oregon with 6, Detweiler 4, and Willie Tate 3 for 30. And defensively, Jeff Sherman, quite a game of 14 tackles for Jeff in this one. Chad Cota, who leads the Ducks overall this season with 12, Walker and Rule with 7 apiece. And after the game, we got the players' reaction.
Hoffman, I thought, was really fast. I came in on a counter once, and I thought I had him dead in backfield, and gave me a juke to the right, and I was like, whoa, that guy was really quick. He was a good player. Very strong, too. Explosive player.
We made too many errors. Basically, that's it. Can't turn the ball over. Can't make the kind of mistakes we made in Husky Stadium. Different place, different time. Could have been a different story, but it wasn't. We lost today, and we turned the ball over.
Well, I'm not really satisfied with the way the defense played. They drove down us for about 80 yards and scored. They just ran the ball on us the whole time. And, our defense is better than that. They should not be able to run the ball on us like that. So I'm not really satisfied with the way the defense has played today.
It's tough right now. We needed this win desperately, but things just didn't happen. Now we're going to have to really turn it up for these last few games and get some wins.
It just wasn't my day. There's no explanation. I could go down to starting after ASU week. Maybe I was in the wrong frame of mind for Washington. I mean, after the ASU win, maybe I don't know the answers. I'm going to watch the film, and I'll learn something, that's for sure, and I'll come back against Washington State and play some better football.
We did terrible for not holding them in the second half. We put a game plan together where we were to stop their running game, Napoleon Kaufman and Bino Bryant, and in the second half we didn't do that.
For the coach, I'm Todd McKim. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next week as well.